Welcome to Next to Madison, a podcast to help you live your best life.
It's your host, Madison Malloy, and I have exciting news. My new product is now available on Amazon called Color Your Way to Abundance, a 21-day manifestation guide for wealth, health, and love. This unique coloring journal will help you manifest by coloring in the affirmations while you continue to repeat them. This will help activate these affirmations so they become a reality. Grab your copy today and relax, color, and start manifesting. Welcome back to another episode of Next to Madison. I am your host, Madison Malloy, and on this episode, I wanted to jump on here and do a solo episode so we can talk about validation, both inner and outer validation, because this, from what I've realized in my own personal development journey, is something that previously really kept me stuck. Was the outer validation, the validation that my happiness or anything of how I felt was purely determined on outside forces, ones I couldn't control. So you're constantly in this roller coaster, not knowing where you're going to get that inner peace from, because there is no inner peace. Because when you're looking for only external validation, you're constantly looking out there. And if people don't do what you want or say what you want or like what you do, which is zero control of yours, you allow that to dictate your emotions and ruin your day. Outer validation looks a lot like people pleasing, not putting yourself out there because you're fearful of rejection. And I want to apply this to dating, because once I got over like looking always for outer validation and now getting my validation internally, and we'll talk about that in a second. Outer validation is a very dangerous, dangerous thing, especially in dating. Dating is where it can be absolutely detrimental. Because when you are constantly seeking outer validation in your dating, you step into this people-pleasing energy and you're not able to set strong boundaries. And you let people, men or women, take advantage of you and walk all over you. You are fearful that you're running out of time, that they're not going to like you, that somebody better is going to come along. When they don't, ladies, this should hit a nerve. When they don't text you back right away, or they don't text you for a few days, your whole day is kind of ruined. Your mood is kind of ruined. And I know this because I used to do this a long time ago, where everything outside of me could dictate my mood. I could be going out with my girlfriends, but if Chad so-and-so or Jack B. Dim, whatever, John Doe, didn't text me back, I would say something must be wrong with me. And I would stew on it and think about it, and I would take myself out and not be fully present in that moment. Outer validation will suck your soul out of you. And there's so many exercises you can do to catch yourself with this. When you start people pleasing, when you start taking things personally, you are looking for outer validation. You're looking for somebody to say, hey, good job. Hey, I like you. Hey, you look good. Oh, here's another one of outer validation, right? You ready for this? This might sound familiar. I used to do it all the time. Does my ass look good in these jeans? Or in my case, I would say, does my ass look flat in these jeans? Yep, it's another one. How does my hair look? Well, we are all going to have some sort of bump where we go off track, right? I recently decided to go a little darker in my hair. And the woman that had been doing a great job on my hair, we haven't quite found the right color. And I feel more of a natural darker blonde. I don't feel necessarily myself. And I would find myself saying to my friends, Does this look awful? Does this look okay? Does this look, and then I realized to myself, wait a second, this is hair. This is temporary. I am alive. My hair's still on my head. And hey, this little darker blonde actually makes my face look tanner so I don't look so washed out. It's a different look. It's winter. Am I okay with it? Why do I need everybody else's permission to say it looks good? If I like it, it's good. If I don't like it, it's bad. I don't care who likes it. You need to start loving and respecting yourself enough to know that your opinion, when it's in regard to your life, is the most important thing. Okay. And this, I want to go back to dating because I am still single. I haven't found the one that God has made for me, but I am very hopeful and I have faith that my time will come and I'm growing and I'm getting stronger every day and building my life. And most importantly, loving my life, loving this time. There's a season for everything. And this is my season to be single. And I love it, quite frankly. Unless it's that perfect person for me, because perfect doesn't exist, why would I disrupt that? Why? And when you start to have that power, because the validation's now coming from within. I'm not sitting here saying, well, if I'm not married and I'm this age and I don't have this or I don't have that, people are going to think I'm weird. I don't give a fucking shit what people think. And this, for people that are listening that have known me for years, I hope you're clapping when I said that because for people that have known me, I was somebody who gave a rat's ass what everyone and their mother thought. I would let this hold me back as a comedian. I wouldn't take the chances I need. I would fall apart after a show when I bombed. I couldn't take a compliment. I talk about this in my book, Time to Lighten the F Up, which if you haven't read, please pick up a copy. It is a great, funny book of how I was able to get the hell out of my own way and uncomplicate and enjoy life. But I was constantly looking for that validation. Here was another one, and you might recognize this within yourself. This was another one. This is outer validation, right? Here we go. Here it is. Oh, when I make it, I'll prove to them. What are you proving? What the hell are you trying to prove? That you have a big cock? That you got a big bank account? Who cares? In fact, I'm at a point now where my inner validation is so strong that the richer I get, I think the poorer I'm going to look because I don't give a shit. The things that make me happy are the experiences, what I can do to be a good friend, to be a good daughter, to be a good auntie, to be a good child. Those are the things that are important. But I used to say, I had a family member that was quite tough on me and always in my business. And, I used to say, like, yeah, I'll show him when I'm financially better off than they are, blah, blah, blah. And that was such an outer validation thing, or I'm not going to date until I have something to offer. Something to offer was the financial aspect of it. I need to be 50-50. I don't want to take advantage. This was this outer validation that was crushing my soul and keeping me in a scarcity lack mindset to where no wonder I couldn't get big breaks. I get little breaks, but I'd come back, little breaks and come back. Why? Because we only get what we feel we are worthy and deserve to get. That means love. That means money. That means experiences. When you set your worth to know that you deserve the absolute best because you're not out looking for validation. If somebody doesn't text you back, if somebody doesn't compliment you, if somebody insults you, you are so strong on the inside that you just kind of let it brush off your back. You're still human. You might want to take it into account. Now, if somebody says something to upset you, but you actually did something, there's accountability. That's a whole nother podcast. I'm not even getting into that one. But inner validation is gonna create a sense of peace. If somebody doesn't get back to you, if you don't get that job, if somebody calls you a name you don't like, if somebody thinks you're not rich enough, somebody thinks you're too poor, if somebody thinks you're too fat, if somebody thinks your hair's too dark, whatever, your ass is too flat or your ass is too big, whatever it is, your inner validation, that's just external noise, right? And I started this new exercise where, I always feel, as a person of faith, I feel when you're starting to grow and you're starting to grow and the manifestations are like really, because we're always growing up until we die, right? So you keep growing and your manifestations are coming closer. The devil comes in and tests you. How big is your faith, right? Or the universe and what some people like to call it. Like to call it God and the devil. And that outer noise that comes in and tries to just second guess and suck your soul out and create that outer validation and tell you you're an imposter. I have started this new thing and I'm telling you it works. And I say, devil, nope, not anymore in this lifetime. Shut up and go away. And I say, God, Jesus, continue to bear me the strength and the faith I have to cut out the noise. You can say universe, whatever works for you. This is what works for me. But now when those negative thoughts or that need for external validation comes in, I say, devil, not anymore. Go away. There's no place for you anymore. And I turn to faith because God and the universe is abundant. He doesn't want us struggling and being able to not be happy because somebody else did something which is completely out of our control. How many times have you forgotten to write somebody back? How many times have you just not been that into somebody? Was there anything wrong with them? No, they just weren't for you. And that's exactly how it goes. It is a life and flow. Every time somebody maybe doesn't like me or thinks I'm too tough or thinks I'm too this or too that, it's like, great, thank you. Like, I love you for saying that because now I know that you're not my fit. And now I get to stop wasting that time and shift on. There's times you want to tell somebody to stick it where the sun don't shine, but let me tell you what happens. That makes you feel good for about 10, 15 minutes, maybe another day if you want to tell all your friends, but it doesn't make you feel better in the long run, right? Take rejection and say, okay, well, I don't need your validation to know that I'm an amazing person and I have a lot to offer and I'm great and I'm going to do great things. That's okay. I'm not looking for that. I validate you as a person and I wish you the best and I want you to go find what you need. I want you guys to read the chapter in my book of Time to Light Me F Up, or you can listen to it on Audible, where I talk about the inner and outer validation. And it's funny going back to that now because I did write that book almost 3 years ago now. And although a lot of it was in this conversation, it's just amazing how much I've grown even stronger. And I'm so self-aware that I'm able to catch myself. So every time you're allowing an external factor that you have zero control over, it's the whole Mel Robbins let them theory, let them, right? And come back to yourself and say, I'm safe, I'm happy. And a great way to bring yourself into the present moment that's worked for me is start really counting the lines on your hand or like paying attention to your fingers and counting them and really looking at the details of your hand or the details of a watch or details of a bag. That'll just help bring you back to that present moment. If you're feeling really anxious, you can do, pardon me, the box breathing method, which I like, where you breathe in for 8 counts, hold it for 8 counts, and breathe out. And that kind of just helps calm you down and reset you. Um, and we're going to do, I've talked about it before, I think, but I'm going to do a whole episode coming up about, responding versus reacting. Because I think that's another good topic that will help people as well. So remember, outer validation, stress, anxiety, not fun. People control your emotions, people control your life, people control you. Inner validation is peace, a strong sense of self and self-worth, and having unbreakable faith. So I hope you guys found this helpful. This is something that's been really weighing on my mind and in my heart. And I just felt that God was coming into my head saying, this is the episode you need to talk about. You need to just not have notes. It's on your heart, it's on your mind. You've grown, you've gained the wisdom you need in this area. You suffered immensely from it, but you kept the faith, my child, and you learned and you have come out on the other side. And now it's your job to spread this message and to help others. And I'm so blessed that I write books and I have this amazing podcast next to Madison where I want to make people happier, healthier, and wealthier. And we do those by having a great mind, all that stuff goes together. And so I just want to remind you to stay blessed and realize this is your life. Have fun. Enjoy every day. Because the sad truth is, you maybe, if you're lucky, get 80 4th of Julys, 80 summers, 80 Christmases, 80 Thanksgivings. If you're lucky, that's not a lot when you start looking at it that way. So enjoy your life, love yourself, love others, be kind, and you can never go wrong. Thanks again for listening to Next to Madison. Please make sure to share this episode if you found any part of it valuable, to share it with people that might find this valuable as well, that can help them live their best life, because that is my mission, to get out of the self-sabotage, because I was somebody who lived it, breathed it, and thought I would die self-sabotaging myself. And I've come out on the other side, and I'm so excited to spread the message. So please share this, subscribe. We can't do this without you. If nobody listens to this, the message dies there. So make sure you please share. And it's okay to ask for help. And I am asking you guys to please share this with everyone you know that is looking for external validation, or just everyone you know. And we will be back next week with another episode of Next to Madison to see who's next. I'm your host, Madison Malloy, signing off. Stay blessed, y'all.
Hey, your host here, Madison Malloy. Please make sure to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms, and please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at contact@nexttomadison.com. I thank you again for listening. Bye.